Hey everybody, welcome to my review. This time is of the S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Skull Renewal version. Let's get started. First and foremost, if you got Kamen Rider Cyclone Joker, you already know what you're getting into because it's the precursor body, as far as the series goes, to what comes up for Cyclone Joker. Now I'm going to take his hat off to show you guys what's going on with him. And all around, I can honestly tell you, Skull is one of my favorite riders aesthetically. It's just all around badass. I love the figure. I love the character who plays it. Everything that leads up to him is absolutely dope. And if you haven't already, go out and go watch that movie. You'll absolutely love it. It's really cool. So if you already know what you're getting into from the Cyclone Joker body, you know what it is in terms of articulation. If not, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of what's going on. Now, as far as articulation, pretty much the entire body is double jointed and is based off the real body sculpture of the figures. So Bandai's renewal line, basically what happens is it takes from real bodies and they pretty much work the body from there, so you can actually do tons of cool stuff. So articulation is all there. As you can see, it looks and feels better. The chest piece is still quite removable. As you can see, the chest plate you can move around just a little bit. The shoulders are on a hinge on the actual arm, so you have to worry about it being on top of the body, and it rotates on the ball joint all the way around. Considering it's hot in my room right now that I'm setting up for, you're gonna see some fingerprints, but that's all right. My body's a little stiff because I haven't worn it in. It's really nice. Also, when you pop off the head, just be aware that what's going on, you can actually remove his scarf. I wouldn't recommend removing it. It's going to take some work, obviously, but just be careful. The neck movement is actually... The neck movement actually fits all the way around. Let me just get the neck back in. I have the joint... Oh, there it is, popped in. As you can see, it can rotate all the way around. So there's no big issue there. And it actually balances really, really well. So once you get to rotating in the ab crunch, you can see as far as action-wise, Skull is just as popular as his predecessor while holding up in terms of balance. If my dial wasn't so uneven. But as you can see, it can hold up. Gotta worry about the dial options, but it can hold. I like to show off the posing. You can actually wiggle this out a little to rotate and get a little bit more articulation out of it as well. Ab crunch goes pretty far forward. And the cape came off because I pulled it out. I'm going to show you guys the other options. So let me get him in a nice fitting pose to show what's going on. The scarf actually comes with two option accessories. There's one right here, which is the longer, more free-flowing one, which is form of action and moving and things like that. Then there's the settled nice version, which just sits based upon him when he's in a static pose. There's also two versions of his hat, because like I said, if you watch the movie you'll know. There's a normal version of the hat, which both actually sit really well upon him, no issues. Then there's also the one with the rip in it, which shows him as the badass detective that he is. Skull also comes with an alternative head, because before he became Skull, he was actually a crystal form version before he got his full power. And this is actually pretty cool because instead of swapping out the head, you actually take it apart at the top of the joint. And this is something new that they've never done before. And then you get the crystal skull head. So yeah. You can pop that in place. You line it up properly with the joints, which is, you can't see, but it's one joint, I want to say, because it's not a ball joint. And you line them up properly. And this is the part where it gets a little difficult because if you can't see what's going on, you can't line them up. So the crystal head actually looks really nice. It's actually translucent as well. Skull also comes with his Gaia memory, which, please, just like Cyclone Joker, I recommend that you put it away when not using it, because it can and will fall out and you will lose it. So please do not do that. It's one of those things where if you're not doing a photo that requires it being seen, just avoid taking it out, because I've lost so many Gaia memories that way, and I don't want you guys to do the same. Skull also comes with his patented suitcase, where he's transporting the double driver in the movie. It actually fits in just fine. And you can close it up as well. Briefcase is pretty cool. It actually has the lock on the side as well. So if you are a fan of this, it actually is a lot of stuff they included from the movie, which actually fits the character perfectly. So you don't have much to worry about. Now, in terms of hands, he has a slew of hands. He actually comes with something that doubles his knot, and he has hands to hold his hat. which I think is pretty dope. If you can get it to sit correctly, you can actually hold the hat. And I've been trying to work that out. How to... There it is. You sit it in between the fingers is what I usually do. And it still bounces out. But he comes with 2 hands for holding his hat. He comes with a relaxed hand. He comes with a signature pose. You'll pay for your crimes and sins. He also comes with hands for holding his magnum. Now the magnum actually starts off in the upright position because when you do the maximum drive, after putting the Gaia memory in, because if you can see right here, well you can't, but inside you can actually put the Gaia memory, flip it up for its maximum drive. This is actually really cool. They've included just about everything for him. It comes with hands for holding the Gaia memory, just like double, 2 of each. And you obviously get the fist. So there's tons of things you get with Skull for a $60, $70 figure. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, what am I getting? You actually get a ton of stuff. Now, one of the things I have in the background is his bike, and that is the Skull Boiler. It's the first version for the first Skull. Now, I'm going to take these hands off, and I'm going to put on the trigger hands because I want to see that if he can fit on the bike. So this is something I'm testing out with you guys as well. Because on the day that he released, they actually showed off the renewal bike version. But if he fits on this one, some people want to know because they may not want to buy the renewal. So let's give it a shot. Let's try it out. I'm still going to buy the renewal though. Pretty sure everybody knew that already. So as we sit here and we try it out, because if we don't, we'll never know. You can't assume things are going to do something if you don't do it. This is something we have to work out as ourselves. I would say he fits, but it looks a little crowded on here. I think the proportions are a little off. And just like the original Skull Boiler, it actually transforms. It probably shouldn't though, but they just assumed at the time it did. But yeah. So Skull does fit on it, but it doesn't look relaxed and fit. So you may want to buy the renewal. But he does fit. It looks good. Just right here on the side, he doesn't sit flush. So these are things that you should probably worry about. His belt will scrape across the front of the bike where the seat is. So that's something you should worry about. Now, comes the height comparison. The thing that most people actually wait for in the video. So let's stand him up straight so we can show off what he actually stands like next to other figures. First and foremost, let's get him up with double and excel. I don't know why I say that so often. Maybe it's because in my head I'm repeating things first. Let's get those seats flushed. So this is Skull in comparison to double and the others. It actually stands right in between. Taller than double, shorter than XL, obviously because of this. So that's what he stands like next to them. Let's compare him to some other lines and see what's going on. This is him with against the custom Marvel Legends, a Nighthawk. He doesn't stand too small. This is him against an Articulated Icons Blue Shinobi. As you can see, he's smaller because SHF is just a scale that's a tiny bit smaller. So it's not one of those things that sorry about that. It's not one of those things that kind of always get into your way. And here he is against a Mezco figure. Stands smaller, but still works in scale. Oop, Cap, what are you doing? So smaller, but still works. For me, I usually use force perspective to make things work out, and it's pretty cool. I think they all range around this. Excuse me. I think they all range in the same range of 1/12. It all depends on if you're aiming for the American look or the Japanese look. Because Japanese people used to be smaller, but as generations go on, obviously through everything that's going on in life, people get taller. It's not always the anomaly. And this is him just compared to a taller Marvel Legend, which is Ulik the Troll. But yeah. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed the photos at the end. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it informative. Most of all, hope you're being good. Hope you do good. Drink your water. Keep those hearts full. Later.